through a thermal imager, and you will see a blurry, pulsating cloud of energy smoothly dissolving into space. Look at yourself in the radio spectrum, and it turns out your body is continuously broadcasting for miles around. So where exactly do you end? And where does the outside world begin? The truth is, these boundaries do not exist. Your absolute certainty that you end where your skin ends is a masterpiece of neurobiological deception. Your brain is locked in the absolute darkness and silence of the skull. It has no windows or doors. It has never seen light, heard real sounds, or touched a single physical object in its entire life. All it works with are blind electrical signals running along nerve fibers. From this chaotic noise, the temporoparietal junction of the brain simply generates a 3D model, creating for you the phantom sensation of being inside a body. It is just an interface. Neurosurgeons only need to lightly stimulate this area of the cortex with a microcurrent for your perception to instantly fly beyond your physical shell and begin observing your so-called self from the outside. You are used to trusting your vision. It acts as the glue tying you to a limited piece of matter. Let's shatter this illusion with direct experience. Close your eyes. And now, relying exclusively on pure internal sensations, try to feel the boundary of your body. Where exactly is that rigid line that separates you from the space of the room? If you stop thinking and simply look into this sensation, you will discover an interesting fact. The density disappears. There are no clear contours. All that remains is a floating, formless cluster of vibrations, pressure, and warmth. You are suspended in a void. You will only become a body again the moment you open your eyes, and your brain sighs with relief as it loads the familiar texture over this terrifying infinity. You believe the picture, not the direct experience. You are not what you see in the mirror. You have never been this limited, changing object. And as we move forward, we will examine your mechanism of perception step by step, so that you can experience this not as a philosophical idea, but as a direct experience. If your sense of the body is just an interface assembled by the brain, then the question arises, who is observing all of this? To answer this, we need to rely on one fundamental law of awareness. It goes like this: that which you can observe from the outside cannot be you. It is simple logic. If you see a wall, you are not the wall. If you hear a sound, you are not the sound. The one who looks can never be that which is looked at. Apply this law to yourself. Ruthless biology proves that every few years, our body is almost completely renewed at the cellular level. Remember yourself 10 years ago. Not a single exact same cell is left in the you of today. That physical form has long since disintegrated. If you truly were the body, you would have already vanished many times over. But the presence that looked at the world through the eyes of a child and the one looking through your eyes right now is absolutely identical. It hasn't changed or aged by a single second. Look at your hand. Do you think this hand knows of its own existence? Does a piece of flesh and bone possess self-awareness? No. Your brain, which is simply a biological mechanism, a tangle of neurons, also doesn't know that it is a brain. It is a blind bio-robot that merely executes the instructions programmed into it, even though it pretends to be the boss around here. Any inanimate object, for example, the phone lying next to you, has no self-awareness. It exists only because it falls into your field of attention. Form arises only when there is someone to be aware of it. Your body is no different from that phone. It arises in your awareness. You can observe how your hands move. You can feel your heart beating and your lungs automatically filling with air. Fortunately, you don't have to manage this consciously, otherwise you would forget to take a breath at the very first notification on your phone. Furthermore, you can close your eyes and objectively watch your thoughts race by. And if you are capable of clearly seeing all of this from the outside, it means you are neither the body, nor the breath, nor the emotions, nor the mind. What remains is that which is impossible to see, because it is vision itself. You are the transparent, silent, and formless witness, the pure space within which the life of this biological organism is unfolding right now. Let's break your illusion of being attached to this specific shell.
You consider yourself this body purely out of habit. It's like playing a video game for too long and starting to sincerely believe that if your elf gets hungry, you will die right in front of the monitor. But every day you go through an experience that shatters this belief to pieces. Every night you fall asleep. Your biological spacesuit lies in a dark room, under the covers, and does nothing else. But the dream begins. And inside this dream, you continue to live. You acquire a form. You can run, feel touches, experience fear and joy. Inside the dream, you don't have a single doubt about your own reality. Even if, according to the plot, you are saving the world from an invasion of talking tomatoes, your mind takes it with absolute seriousness. Realize this right now. If your physical meat is peacefully snoozing on the bed and is completely oblivious to what's happening, then who is running in the dream? Whose body are you feeling there? Who is this fussy character on whose behalf you are worrying so sincerely? The answer is very simple. To exist, you do not need physical matter at all. You are neither the waking body nor the dreaming body. You are the very feeling of I am. That pure, invisible presence that puts on both of these worlds like virtual reality glasses. You are like a transparent chalkboard. The body from the dream and the body you are sitting in right now are just chalk drawings. The drawings change, are born, and get erased, but the board never changes. You were never the drawing. You are the space on which it is drawn. You simply got too close to the screen and believed the plot. Let's translate this into a direct insight. Sit or lie down comfortably. Close your eyes. Feel the exact point where the back of your head or your back touches the surface. Just feel this physical pressure of the body. And now do something unusual. Try to look at this sensation from the point where your attention itself originates. Find the source of your gaze. From where are you looking at your body right now? Just don't try to look for this point somewhere between your ears. There is nothing there except neurons. Try to feel out this invisible center in space. And the moment you do, you will be pierced by an astonishing realization. The point from which your attention emanates is not located inside the body. Your true center is suspended in space. Your consciousness is wider than the contours of your skin. The space surrounding you in this room is just as much a part of you as the pulsing of blood in your veins. In reality, they are inseparable. You are not inside this world. You are that world. That boundless void within which your physical body is floating right now. But then why do you feel like a specific person, with a name, a history, and problems right now?
How did the infinite manage to lock itself within such rigid boundaries? The answer lies in the mechanics of your mind. When you were just born, you didn't have the concept of I. Little children often talk about themselves in the third person. This is pure consciousness, which simply looks through the organism at this world, not yet having glued itself to the character. The feeling of separation is not an innate fact. It is an acquired neural habit. Modern neuroscience has discovered what is known as the resting state network, or default mode network, DMN, in our brain. For a long time, science believed that this network generated your thoughts on its own. But in reality, it operates like a jammed radio receiver tuned to the frequency of your I. This antenna is activated every time you are not busy with anything specific. The moment you get distracted from a task for a second, the default mode network immediately starts broadcasting Ego FM to you. It continuously downloads memories, caringly analyzes your past mistakes, and catches fears about the future from the ether. A reasonable question arises here. If not a single original atom remains in your brain over the course of 10 years, why does this completely updated system continue to broadcast the exact same old memories to you? Imagine a whirlpool in a river. Every second, absolutely new water passes through it. Not a single old drop lingers in it. But the whirlpool itself retains its shape for decades. Your body and your neural network are just such an informational pattern. A similar whirlpool. Atoms come and go, cells die and are born, but they align themselves strictly according to the same blueprint. Your fresh, default mode network simply tunes into the frequency of your past and downloads files from there, creating the illusion that you are the exact same person you were in childhood. Remove this downloaded memory of the past. Remove the downloaded fear of the future. What is left right in this exact second? Only the pure now remains. Your feeling of an isolated I, which is constantly threatened by someone or something, is just a broadcast that the brain plays on loop. Awakening happens when you stop feeding this neural receiver with your attention. As soon as the Ego FM radio station goes quiet, the boundaries collapse. You cease to be a character trapped in your own history, and you become pure space once again. Your mind will defend itself to the bitter end. It will put forward its strongest and most convincing argument. If I am not the body, then why do I feel physical pain? If I get hit, it hurts. Therefore, I am the form. Let's destroy this argument too. It seems to you that your flesh is alive, that it is capable of feeling touches, warmth, or suffering. But the truth is that your body is absolutely inert, unfeeling matter. On its own, it doesn't know how to feel anything at all. Recall the state of deep anesthesia. A person lies on the operating table. Doctors slice their flesh with a scalpel, but the body doesn't make a sound. It doesn't feel pain. Why? After all, the brain is in place, the nervous system is in place, the heart is beating, the blood is circulating. The answer is obvious. A piece of biological tissue does not possess the capacity to experience suffering. Only consciousness feels pain. As soon as the light of your awareness is temporarily switched off by drugs, the body instantly turns into a piece of meat, no different from a rock or a log. Here, your intellect might rebel. But how can a chemical drug turn off my eternal primary consciousness? Can matter govern spirit? The truth is that the drug doesn't turn off anything. It is incapable of destroying your presence. The chemistry merely blocks the interface of the brain, that very biological modem through which your attention connects to the nervous system. The second this communication channel is temporarily severed, the light of your awareness simply stops transmitting into this specific form. The body of a dead person has the exact same organs and nerves as it did a second before death, but it no longer feels anything because the observer has left it. Take the SIM card out of a smartphone, and it will stop receiving calls, even though the network still permeates all space. And the smartphone itself, meanwhile, probably sincerely believed that it was the one generating your mother's voice from the speaker. This means only one thing. You are not the nervous system. You are the light that makes this nervous system alive. You are that invisible, creative intelligence that translates electrical impulses into sensations. If you truly were the body, you would feel the surgeon's scalpel even under anesthesia. If you are not the body, then perhaps you are your mind? Your thoughts? Direct the exact same attention with which you just scanned the body toward the continuous stream of thoughts, and try to find the one to whom they belong within those thoughts. Look for a separate I in there. You will discover only a ringing emptiness. Thoughts are just fleeting flashes. They appear from nowhere and disappear into nowhere. There is no person inside the thoughts themselves. You can observe how a thought is born and how it dissolves. And since you can observe it, it means you are not the mind either. You cannot be that which can be cut with a scalpel, and you cannot be that voice currently sounding in your head. You are what remains when both of those disappear. Imagine an antique lamp. It has a shape. It has an age. It might be covered in scratches. The glass might grow cloudy, and the metal frame might rust. The lamp has its own history of existence in time. But can you say that the light emanating from this lamp right now is also many years old? No, light doesn't age. It has no history, no age, no scratches. The lamp can break, burn out, and turn to dust, but the physical principle of light itself will not be harmed by this. Your body is just a lamp. It has a date of birth, a medical history, habits and traumas, but that clear, silent presence with which you look at this world right now is the light itself. It is absolutely new and fresh in every moment. It was exactly the same when you were 5 years old, and it will remain the same the moment your body takes its final breath. Light doesn't need to achieve anything. Space doesn't need to become better, more successful, or more spiritual. Many seekers think that awakening is some sort of mystical event, where you suddenly inflate to the size of the universe or fly off into other dimensions. But true awakening is much simpler and simultaneously more grandiose. It is simply a total relaxation into what already is. Stop trying to understand this with your mind right now. The mind will never be able to comprehend infinity, because it is itself just a tiny fragment within it. Just let go of the label mine. Look at your hands not as yours, but as a part of the landscape of life unfolding before you. Feel how the air in the room touches your skin. Realize that you are inextricably linked with this air, with this room, with this moment. You are all of this. Abandon the attempts to explain to yourself who you are. Trust me,
You won't succeed at that task anyway.
The moment you stop calling yourself by a name, the moment you stop clinging to your history, fear disappears as well. The fear of death, the fear of making a mistake, the fear of loneliness, because it is impossible to harm space. You are not locked in a body. You are that living, infinite awareness in which this body appeared, and the one in which it will one day dissolve without touching your true essence for even a single moment. This is Omega Point. We explore reality so you can feel